You are now listening to Mike's Opinion. Logic Unleashed.
That's right. You are now listening to the Mike's Opinion podcast and watching the Mike's Opinion podcast. Thank you so much for doing so. As always, you always know I want to know, how are you doing? How are you doing? You doing all right? I hope you're doing good. I hope you're doing great. Summer is in full swing. You hopping in the pool? You hitting the theme park? What you doing? You getting like some halal on the streets of New York City? Where you at? Let me know. MikeSpinShow@gmail.com is the email, or you can hit me up anywhere on any of the socials, anytime, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Yes, do that. Let me know where you at, what you doing. You vacationing? You staycationing? Huh? Like me? Staycationing? But I hope you're doing good as always. Today is the world famous update episode. I don't really have a lot today. I had a short preparation time. I've been busy trying to do some things, trying to make some moves, trying to do some things. You know what I'm saying? I hope you're making moves out there. Hope you live a happy life. And don't let the negativity get you down. I've got plenty of other episodes out there, one or two of which is how to stay positive. How to stay positive. Remember, there's more good people than bad people. At least I think so. You know, all the news and all the drama seems like things is ramping up, but we ain't going there today. Nope. We are not going there today. Today, we're going to start with what's going on currently, because that's what the update show is all about. So, you know, I like edutainment, right? I like things that make me think. I like things that are interesting to me, like the BET Awards just happening. You're really not going to get any of that here. So, you know, there's plenty of other podcasts for that. And I'm not throwing shade, I'm not hating, none of that. It's just certain things interest me and certain things do not. Like I'll pay like 2% attention to that and check it out, but I just ain't really trying to talk about that. So if you like edutainment, the intellectual stimuli, then you're in the right place. So one of the things that interests me, being born and raised in New York City, right? And of course, I live outside of Dallas now, Dallas, Texas. But so Donald Trump, and I've said this a couple other episodes, but my mom's used to hang out with Donald Trump. This is just what that is. Back in like the 80s when he was cool with the brothers. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to know what went on. All I know is, my mom used to be chilling over in Jersey, in Atlantic City, and there's photographic evidence. So, and she admits this willingly, and so there's that. But so Trump Tower, been in it. I used to be a messenger as a part-time job after high school. And I've been in Trump Tower a bunch of times, a bunch of other Trump properties. And so, Trump was just a New York staple, basically, right? And so to see, for one, the phenomenal, I don't even have the right word. I want to say accident that he became president. Like how he became president is still like some bizarro world type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Like, did that really happen? And is this trying to happen again? As he's still the GOP frontrunner, but they are coming after him hard. Now, managing stress effectively, especially if you have a lot of it coming at you, it's going to kill you, or you got to have a certain amount of I just don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? And I think he probably got that, even though just like me, you see the bags under his eyes. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, you look at these people that have like deep secrets or big troubles, especially out of the older dudes, like you see these giant luggage under their eyes because they ain't sleeping, like they drinking themselves to sleep. And I get it, but the DOJ just announced they coming after him again. He's about to get arrested again. the cases just keep piling up. And not that I'm sympathetic to him, I'm sympathetic to all humans, period, even those that hate me. But just from one human to another, I'm like, yo, how much can one man take? And I just think like, his name's Donald, right? Teflon Don, you know what I'm saying? Just things just slide off of him. Like, you can't get me. You can't get me. Well, they are trying hard to get this man in prison or kill him from the stress. I'm not here to say today if it's right or wrong. Rallying people to storm the Capitol is wrong. A lot of other stuff he's done, questionable, but I'm just bugging off the amount of cases and how hard they're coming after this former president. And a lot of people say, once you reach that presidential level, you're protected by the integrity of the office itself. But that's not the case with him, as many other things are not the case with him. Now, I have said this, and I'm going to say it again. There are some things that I like about Donald Trump. And you say, yo, Mike, what? You like some stuff? Yeah, I like me. He seems to be the type of person that says what's really on his mind. Like so many people out here faking the funk, and they don't say what they really think. I say what I really think, and a lot of times, some people close to me have said that I don't do so with tact, like it's just raw, and I give it how I want it. And a lot of people say, I unintentionally, upset them or offend them. And I'm not intentionally doing that. I'm just talking real. I'm talking how I talk. I'm talking honestly. You don't have to second guess nothing with me. I talk honestly. And that's one of the things I seen to like about him. I can't even say like, but it's just that, I acknowledge within him, he says what he's really thinking. Two, we love the honeys. There's no denying that Donald Trump loves the honeys. And I don't mean no disrespect when I say the honeys, when I mean the female form, females, women. We love them. We love y'all. Have you seen yourself? How could we not? I mean, come on. So say what you want about that. But those are two things. Now, I've never cast a vote for him. Don't plan on it. Okay? Don't plan on it. So, but there's a growing number of us, the melanin people. I don't know, you say, yo, Mike, you light skin, yo. So what? So we all brothers and sisters, Black people. We come in many shades and varieties. So let's stop that inner craziness. There's no more house dude and field dude. You know what I'm saying? We ain't doing that. We ain't not letting the trickery of division try to divide us. I'm a Black man, so there's brothers and sisters out there. Just talk to one, a young one, a young brother. So he's voting for Donald Trump. I was like, word. And I've known Shorty since he was born, like before he was born. And he was breaking down the seemingly justifiable reasons why. So I was thinking to myself, well, how was my life? How was things when he was in office? But it was different, right? It has the asterisk, like 8 asterisks behind it, one of which was like during the pandemic, right? So, and speaking of the pandemic, there's a lot of people about to go to jail. Y'all was rocking a PPP loan. Oh man, I've been reading article after article. They coming. They're coming for y'all. And I am a business owner, and I am so thankful I did not take the bait. And even wifey was like, my wife was like, why don't you get one of them PP loans? They basically, if you breathing and got a business, you could get one. Nope. I said, nope. I didn't want to do it, and I did not do it. And I'm glad that I didn't do it because there's a lot of people doing mad, shicey stuff. Speaking of my wife, good night.
Good night.
Hey, why don't you come get on the pod?
Not today.
Ah,
Love you though.
yeah, I love you too. Wifey don't want to get on the video pod, yo. You know what I'm saying? She's beautiful. Try to be all shy. I'm like, who she hiding from? She don't want to see her. Anyway, so yo, DOJ, man, yo, Trump got mad lawsuits, but my man been playing in court for a long time. So playing in court ain't nothing. Lawyering up, let's go. What? What? And this is one of the toughest battles, but you get older. I think when you get older, you have more of a I don't give a flying about nothing. What y'all gonna do? I didn't live the full life. But you gonna lock me up? I bet you my people break me out. And I would not be surprised if Donald Trump went to prison, if there is an attempted, at least one, probably more attempted jailbreaks to get him out. He might have the inner guards try to sneak him out. He might have people really just blow a wall through the prison. Yo, I wouldn't put nothing past his followers because they are vehement and rabid and dedicated. They don't care what he says. They don't care what he does. That's their man. And DeSantis, he trying to be like that, but he just ain't there. He just ain't there. Speaking of that, before I move on, there's one other political thing I want to talk about, but before I get to that, excuse me. Is anybody voting for Cornel West? I just had to ask, please holler at me. Let me know. Did you even know he was running? Like, I've always accepted Cornel. Can't say I'm a big giant fan because of the way he speaks. But just like the Kennedy that's running, they just well, Donald Trump didn't have it neither, but they just don't have that. The way they speak to people, the way they speak, period, is sometimes not really easy to comprehend. It's like, what? And then Cornell, I try not to talk bad about people, right? But image matters. Okay. We're humans. All of us are a bit shallow, and all of us can acknowledge true beauty or when somebody looks good. Or now just it's the hair and the this. You need a stylist. Maybe that will help. Maybe that will help. But yeah. The other thing that I wanted to talk about is popping off in Michigan when it comes to political stuff. Because I don't know if you heard, but Dana Nessel, who's the AG in Michigan, in the state of Michigan, um, she's throwing felony charges out to the fake electors, the what is it? Not assumed. What's the word when you want to say they're not guilty, they're not innocent. What's the word? I can't think of the word. But the supposed alleged is the word I'm looking for. The alleged fake electors. Now I read some of this story, which I'm not going to go into now. You can find it for yourself if you like. But yo, the things that they were doing to try to keep Trump in office when he was, on his way out, when he lost the election. I can't really say that with 100% faith. And let me tell you why. All elections, right? We cast our ballot, and before it went electronic, physical ballots were counted, and there's audits, and there's supposedly ways to justify this. But if you know anything about hacking, a good hacker, you never even knew they were there. So once votes went electronic, I lost all faith in the system personally, and that's just my personal thing, because I think it could all be manipulated. Now some say they're not connected to the internet, some are. I don't know. I don't know. I think it's whoever got the best hackers, whoever's got the most money. That's basically what it boils down to. But this Michigan AG, this Attorney General, is not playing. Like, it's catching up to all of those January 6th people that were at the Capitol, for all of these people that were involved in up to and including the former president himself. It gets complex, it gets deep, and our day-to-day lives are sometimes affected by the decisions that these people make. As far as I'm concerned, the whole system probably would be better off scrapped, and let's revamp it with village elders. You know what I'm saying? Or let's get the young people a chance. Kennedy, Obama, the young, let's get them a chance. The younger people. You know what I'm saying? But who am I? I tell you who I am. I'm a human on earth, and I got a right to my opinion, just like you got a right to yours. But mine is a little bit more. It's an educated opinion. It's more of a hypothesis. It's more of a theory. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying anybody else is. There's way more people out there smarter than me. I'm just putting it out there like that. But when you start looking at the American political machine, this government, first of all, the whole thing was created by slave owners. So how could it be right? He said, Mike, you're not a patriot. Nah, not, I mean, or any black patriots? How could a black person be a patriot or a Native American be a patriot? I mean, we can choose to love the country because we live here, but if you just even look at the surface of history and the way anybody other than white people were treated, it's like a no-brainer. I've heard people say, well, now things are perfect and great. In whose world? I digress. I know I digress all the time because it's all connected. It's all related. It's like a web. It's all connected. You know what I'm saying? So it matters. But AG in Michigan coming after him. What you do in the dark ultimately will eventually come to light. Remember that. So moving on. RIP Tupac Shakur. I don't know if you heard, this is kind of like breaking news. This just happened. But in Nevada, they serving search warrants out in Henderson, Nevada, in relationship to Tupac's murder. Now, of course, we all know the Machiavellian one. A lot of people say Pac ain't dead because of the way his body was handled expeditiously and da-da-da-da-da. There's lots of theories out there. I just would say sometimes them conspiracy theories, they real. Sometimes they real. I don't know. I'm not saying he is or isn't. They served a search warrant. Pac died in 1996. 1996. It is now 2023. It is hard for me when I read this story today to be reminded that Pac has been dead for 27 years. It just don't seem that long. But a lot of times it's hard not to think about Biggie when you think about Pac being murdered. rest in peace to both of them. If this is a valid and true investigation and the trigger man, trigger woman, the person that pulled the trigger is still out there, and may that person be brought to justice. And that's real. I think we probably will all like to see that. Everybody except for the person that got away with it, probably. So I don't know. There's that. Hopefully we all want it. I was going to talk about something, but I decided not to because of the subject matter. I don't want to go there today. But there's a couple of new videos of Mr. Charles Barkley that you may want to go. It's worth looking at. Now, I don't know where you at, on what side of the Bud Light fiasco. If you don't know that, you probably could just search Bud Light. And I'm not sponsored, so I'm not plugging Bud Light. Even though I said they name 3 times, I'm not saying it no more. Support the show, please. Like, share, subscribe, follow. Do all of that. Comment. Get involved. I will hit you back. Eventually, I will hit you back. For real. You know what I'm saying? And if you got a few dollars, GoFundMe is out there. Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. It's all out there. Support the show, please. I'd greatly appreciate that. But it's blown up like everything else these days. What is going on? Like, I feel like right now, if I had the rights and I knew I could not get in trouble, I would throw Marvin Gaye's "What's Going On" right now. What's going on? Because it's so relevant still to this day. And it's probably as long as humans will be alive, that song will be relevant. Because I was just talking to my sister, and shout out, sis, what's up? And I was like, yo, so things seem crazy. And she's like, she thinks it's getting crazy. I'm like, but hold on. Yo, because I'll never forget history, right? Like, we had other empires that have come and gone. We had the medieval times. I'm not talking about the entertainment. I'm talking about medieval times where killing and warring, and I'm taking your castle, I'm taking your chick, I'm taking your gold coins, your bullions. Yo, we've been wilding for millennia. So just because we can get it instantly now, I really think all the same stuff has been going on. When you realize that we a bunch of civilized savages, basically, like, this civilization is like, it's like one of them lakes, right? You ever see a calm lake? It looks like a mirror where there's no wind. It's just perfectly still. That's our civilization. Underneath it is chaos. And one stone, one breath of wind, anything could disturb that calmness. We can come together too. So I'm a very hopeful human. We saw when 9/11 happened. We saw our divide come to a peak January 6th. So when I see Charles Barkley talk about stuff and clearly state what side of the issue he is on, profanity laced, so don't watch it with your kids. But I just think to myself, don't we have more important things to take care of, to discuss? World hunger, clean water, the environment, climate change, race relations, and the list goes on and on and on. It does. Of things more important than that. But I did want to give it an honorable mention today because Charles gonna be Charles. Charles Barkley, if he, it's like it was almost like Biden used to be. Like you just don't know what was gonna come out of his mouth. You know what I'm saying? Moving on. Speaking of Charles of sports, basically speaking of sports. So I just want to say big ups to Tiger Woods. Okay. Tiger. Tiger and women. Now I don't know Tiger, but this latest girlfriend just dropped one of her lawsuits. She was trying to get 30 million up out of him. Yo, I've had a little taste of having money. Not a lot. One of my businesses had peaked many years ago and I was doing all right. I wasn't making personally millions of dollars to keep for myself, but I turned the company from zero to $1 million company. Gross receipts. I didn't keep $1 million. So I was doing all right then. I'm not now. Yes, I'm in the valley. I asked for your support to support this show because I need it to support the show and grow the show. So, and you can do so, like I said, monetarily, or you can do so by lending your support other ways: social media, comment, like, subscribe, do all of that stuff. But I hear these stories like all the time, right? When you reach a certain level of fame and or fortune, you gotta be careful. And I just questioned myself. I was talking to my wife the other day. I was like, do we really want to be rich? Like rich, rich? The answer is yes. Okay. I mean, come on. I'll be a big philanthropist. I would help as many people as I possibly can. And yeah, I probably floss a little bit, fly a couple, private jets and rent a couple of yachts. I don't know if I'd have to own them, and if I did, I'd lease them out or take a bunch of kids from my old hood and let them go have, a week or something like that. I would try to make the best use of it so people that wouldn't normally have that type of exposure to those luxury items will be able to at least experience it so they get a taste of it and know what it's like and maybe drive them. But part of me is just totally anti-capitalism. I'd like the whole system to be scrapped and let's start bartering. Yo, you got a sugar farm? You got some goats? You got some cows? What you need? You need milk? I give you 2 gallons of milk for 2 pounds of sugar. And everything was solar and wind, and there was no companies. And we all just spent our lives exploring the wilderness and the oceans and the planet. And we get, at night, we came around in big circles and held hands and danced and sung by the fire. I'm a dreamer, I know. Utopia seems very far, far away. But I'd like it. No electricity. So, yo, Michael, you're a Neanderthal. I don't care. I don't care what you say about that. This is how I feel. Get back to nature. Get back to peace. Either butt naked or I'll wear a loincloth. But I ain't scared. I'll be naked. Let's just be naked. But, yo, you don't want your nuts out. I'm just going to say, yo, mosquitoes and all that? Nah, so I'm going to need something probably, modern. There are some, modern amenities, some things, modern civilization that I still want to take care of. Indoor plumbing, I enjoy that. I'm not trying to take a dump outside, really, to be honest with you. So I want to get back to nature to a point. But I think we can incorporate modern innovations and still take a step back to take care of this planet better. But if we're not careful, guess what's going to happen? Newsflash, the Earth's going to wash itself, whether it be water or fire. And it's going to say, bye-bye. Bye-bye, humans. And maybe some of us will survive. Maybe none of us will. I don't know. And I would hate to see that because I have children, I have grandchildren, and I want them to have a world that's great. And the world still is great in a lot of ways. but it's not in a lot of ways. And you say, yo, Mike, what does any of that have to do with Tiger Woods? It's all connected. It's all connected. Because I was thinking about having money. Because when you have that kind of money, like Tiger been going through it. You know, after the repetitive motion of playing golf since he could pick up a club and twisting your back, he had back surgeries from apparently one of the best back surgeons in America or in the world is here in Dallas. I remember when he came to Dallas, it made the news. And you know, for me, once you start messing stuff surgically, it ain't never gonna be right. And you know, he didn't crash cars because he's on pain pills, supposedly. I don't know, but when it comes to the ladies, it don't seem like Tiger has the best luck. Remember when he was hanging out with Jordan and everything? That didn't. Some dudes just ain't that dude. They just don't know how to be slick with it. Not saying that you have to be slick with it, but I was about to say something. Let me put this delicately. When you're dealing with a certain types of people, you know what? I'm just gonna say it. When you dealing as a male, dealing with females, you gotta know what you're dealing with. All women are not good women. I'm just gonna leave it there. I do have an episode entitled Women. You may want to check that out. I have one, or I have several actually, with my wife. And like I said, I speak honestly. So you might want to check that out. One is Gay 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 Part 2. She's on We Just Had Sex. She's on a bunch of different episodes, but check those out. Very popular episodes, and I think you might find them enjoyable. And there's some of them are old episodes, and the audio is not the best. This is why I need new equipment. This is why I ask you to support the show. So shout out to Tiger. Got one lawsuit dismissed. I don't know if he said, look, you want 30, I give you 2 million and you go away. But supposedly they had an agreement after they broke up that she could still live in his house for 5 years. And I was like, what? Like, hold up. So we had an agreement that when we done, you could still just chill in my crib. I don't care how big my crib is, but you could just chill here for 5 years. Get the not just no, but hell no. Can you imagine that? Tiger trying to date and his ex is still living at the crib? Come on. Come on. Moving on. Hey, yo, Summer League just wrapped up. The Cavs, Cleveland Cavaliers, 6-0. They are the talk of the town right now. And if you watched any of the hoop, people are comparing them to like the 90s Bulls and other like legacies. And I don't know, like I'm not the biggest sports dude. You know, I rock with it, but you ever seen a team that's gelled, that's cohesive, that's instinctual with one another? Yo, Mobley, Merrill, and that kid Bates, balling on both ends of the floor. And that's major important. A lot of dudes just be about that offense, trying to get that highlight reel. But you can get that highlight reel on the other end of the floor playing good D too. And them boys are balling. So keep an eye out for them. When NBA season comes back through, there's a big baseball clip out right now, and I think my man was on the Diamondbacks. Now I really didn't understand this. He got struck out, but still got the third just because he was fast. Yo, my man is mad fast, and I can't remember his name, but he's on the Diamondbacks, and you should check out that clip because he was smoking it. And this is gonna sound crazy, but no, I'm not. You know what? I'm not even gonna say it. I'm just gonna let me just say you may be surprised who this super fast runner is for a certain reason. And if you know what I'm talking about, hit me up. Please let me know I'm not the only one that was like, oh, that's okay. Let me know. Mike's Opinion Show at gmail.com. Anywhere on the socials, hit me up. Comments anywhere, let me know. I'm dying to know that I'm not the only one that peeped that. See if you know what I'm talking about. So, like I said, I have a lot today. I got one more thing, and I wanted to expound on this because I want to explore the stars. I would love to know what's out there. Like, I love my family. That love is like Prince said in that song. Love is too weak, really, to define. It's more than love, you know. Um, and I would ask them, but if they, whoever they are, government or private entity or someone approached me and said, okay, you're reasonably intelligent enough, you're civilized enough, we want to put you on a one-way Star Trek mission. We've developed this self-sustaining ship in terms of propulsion that doesn't have to come stop for gas. There's a never-ending garden on the ship. You'll be able to sustain yourself. Um, you'll have water, air, but we're sending you on a one-way mission out to explore the stars. You will never come back to Earth. And you can probably report back, maybe do some video chats with your loved ones, but you're going out there to discover. I would, I think, seeing what's out there would be extraordinary. And I'm mentioning that because space tourism is here, albeit in its infancy, but it is here. They've been doing it since 2019, roughly. But paying customers are about to go up next month on Virgin Galactic. Once again, I'm not getting no checks from Virgin. Anybody I mention, it's just because it's the content that I'm talking about. I'm not sponsored by anyone. Yo, Virgin, I just mentioned your name. Yo, Richard Branson, can I get a check? Huh? Be nice. But they're doing their official inaugural private astronaut mission. Some of the seats are going from 250,000, 450,000. So it ain't for the broke. Like, you're not going, like Uber that, spend $10 and go up to space. They're going up for a hot minute and coming back. So it's not like on a week's vacation in the space, but it is starting. On a side note, next month or the month after, I want to say it's next month, and maybe even be this month, a company is debuting driverless ride sharing cars here in the Dallas area. They've already done it in several other cities, but they're bringing it to Dallas. Driverless cars. I'm saying that to say we are now living in a world where your watch can save your life, where cars you can hail have no drivers, where you can talk and hold a conversation with your computer, and it can write code, it can make a song, it can write a book for you. You can leave the planet for fun. Yeah, yeah. Think about it. The future is now. We are here. And as these things improve exponentially, it's just a matter of time before, where you going this weekend? Yeah, I'm going up, man, for a 3-day up on the moon, man. Yeah. I'm going to, fill in the hotel chain name. I'm not saying no more names. I'm not sponsored. But I'm going up to the moon for a 3-day. Yeah, I'll be back. They got the moon pool and joint, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm going to check it out. Go just sit back, have me a drink, look back at the earth. Maybe even Mars. Maybe we got the space station. Maybe there'll be hotels in space. There's already restaurants underwater. I'm ending with this story because, as always here at the Mike's Opinion podcast, I want you to leave with a positive feeling. I don't always do it because sometimes I address serious subjects, but I'd like you to, be hopeful. Don't let all this bad news, all this drama get you down. Okay? We're making moves. We being humans. We are making moves on this planet that will one day take us off this planet and beyond. I say this to my wife often. I wish I had a better planet to give to our son. I wish I had a better planet that I've given to my daughter who's grown now, that I could give to my grandkids. If you know anything about Christianity, they say that Adam was first man. And in the book of Genesis, he was here. Now, I'm not a religious dude. Y'all know that. There's plenty of episodes out there. You can find out more about how I feel about that. Do I believe something created this? I can't create a tree, so perhaps. If we all had our own planet and could visit each other, maybe that's the way it was supposed to be. Adam was supposed to be the only one on this planet living with the animals in peace, in conjunction, in harmony with the animals. If I understand the story correctly. Now animals will rip your face off or sting you. They're like, yo, forget a human. Because humans don't know how to act. But I want you to know that our collective mental, if you believe, you can achieve. If we think positive and stifle out that negativity, with the things that are going on right now, just from a technological and innovation standpoint, anything is possible. We continue to move forward. We haven't blown each other up yet. The world hasn't wiped itself clean, and a foreign body from somewhere far hasn't come and smashed into the planet, which is supposedly what caused the dinosaurs to go away. So let's be hopeful. Let's think positive, because if you got 250, boom, zoom, bam, you can go chill out in the stars for a couple hours, right? It's risky, because if something go wrong, it's, dang it. We've seen, mistakes happen. I hope that doesn't happen, because 2 sisters, I believe a mother and a daughter, are going on this inaugural flight. And, black people in space. I don't mind anybody going in space, but this is a black man. I'm saying there are black people going in space next month. Woo, woo. So that is the update episode for this week. I do one a month. That's the July update episode. I hope you are doing okay. I hope you're doing better than okay. I hope you're doing great. I hope you're drinking your water, you're exercising, you're trying to eat your fruits, your vegetables, meditating or praying or writing, or doing whatever you need to do, communicating effectively with your loved ones, your fellow man. I hope you're doing all right. I always hope I put that positivity out there to you, from me to you. I do appreciate you, without a doubt. I'm Mike. This is the Mike's Opinion Podcast. Thank you so much for listening and watching.
Thank you so much for listening to Mike's Opinion. Logic Unleashed.